Welcome to QSR Nation, your weekly dose of food service marketing tips and business strategies for success. Here's your hosts, Josh Anderson, Beth Oots, and Anthony Pierce from the PFS Brands National Headquarters.
Hey everybody, welcome back to QSR Nation. As always, we have Josh, Beth, and Tony from the PFS Brands National Headquarters in Holtzsupple, Missouri to talk about food service marketing and business strategies for success. Today we're going to talk about cross-training your employees and how that can really help increase efficiencies whenever somebody's out due to sickness, injury, or anything else. So Tony, what are some of the biggest benefits of cross-training your employees?
Well, one of the things, as you mentioned, if someone is out, but also you have those times when you're slow and you need to reduce the part-timers' hours back, to have folks who are able to step over into another department or into another area, and you keep the workflow and the task process going so the consumer never actually sees or feels a difference. That's one of the biggest benefits from it. It's one of those things that, as we got intern Kaylee here with us, she's learning the different pieces throughout the company. She's going through from everywhere from HR to logistics to now being stuck with us.
Sorry about that.
But learning the different pieces, to see how intricate a cross training program really is to business being successful. You really need to make sure that if I can't come in today, that you can do my job. If you can't come in today, that we're going to count on Beth to do yours.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I totally threw
you
under
that
the bus.
out there.
But to me, that's just the biggest benefit of cross training is having that flexibility, so the consumer experience is never tarnished, and the backside continues to flow, and the workflow gets done.
And internally, it should never be a fear that someone's trying to take your job because they're trying to train someone else's job onto you. Making sure that every single employee understands that this part of the business has to be covered whenever, HR is going to be gone or the owner is going to be gone. They know how to place these orders. Every single aspect of your business should be able to be trained onto someone else. And it's for any kind of safety purposes that you'll ever have. You just never want your business to fail just because you might be out for quite a while because there was an injury or an accident. We've had several different instances where we've heard about retailers where unfortunately they had to go away for a couple different months because of a family emergency, but we never had to worry about their deli department ever not being able to function and understand what the processes were, because those retailers were very effective and they did manage their employees well enough to where there was no stop in the flow of business.
And sometimes, over years, I've heard things like, well, I don't want to teach them everything because then they'll just leave me and they'll go work for someone else or they'll go start their own business and be a competitor. And you also, as Beth said, you don't want to train, through fear. You don't want to lead in fear either. I mean, that would be one of the best things ever if you can train somebody so efficiently that they could run your business, and if it betters their life, they wind up going somewhere else. I mean, hey, that happens. Okay, attrition occurs, but you can't, through that, paralysis, not cross-train, because you leave your business exposed at that point. And if you are cross-training well, if that person does leave, it's okay. You've got several other people that can step in and fill in that gap.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I'm sure this cross-training is really important, especially during holiday seasons when you have a lot of temporary workers in and everything like that. So I guess your seasoned vets can step in wherever they can't cover.
Exactly. I mean, just why not take advantage of that? It's a great business process that everyone needs to do.
I'm sure a lot of retailers out there might be worried about that, taking the time, actually just taking that employee's time to train them on something that they might only do once or twice a year. So how can you overcome that fear of losing time and effort?
Well, I mean, it's an investment. And, when you're looking at, I've got this much freight that I've got to get stocked on the shelves, or I know I've got to get these things prepped for tomorrow. I really don't have the time right now to take to show Kaylee how to run the microphone and do the editing software. But if I don't take that time and it isn't scheduled out somewhere ahead of time, there has to be a lot of planning involved so that when it is kind of crazy and busy, those things are already in place. And if you're at that point where it's already crazy and busy and they're not in place, as an owner or as a shift lead, you may have to stay a little extra and create some additional overlap so that your time is now devoted to training, so you can help that person understand what they need to do to execute. I mean, a lot of that just comes down to planning. If you get it planned out, you can get them trained, you're going to reap the benefits.
Well, just taking an hour out of an employee's week just for job shadowing. I mean, you don't have to sit there and explain every single process, but just letting them observe of, okay, this is how they're doing this. This is how they're keeping tally on that. It just gives them an idea as to what that job is. So just take advantage of that. It's an hour.
And also, you can see increased employee satisfaction because they feel more important to the business. Plus, they become more important to the business. It's not just a feeling. And as you develop that, you develop a little bit better retention usually because folks are more satisfied in their job. They don't feel completely stressed. If someone needs help, they can step in and say, hey, I can help you do this. I'm caught up on my task. Oh, great, thanks. 2, you knock it out. It just really creates a lot of camaraderie as well. And again, if you plan it, you execute it, it's going to pay dividends for your business.
Yeah. Do you guys think I could job shadow on YouTube? Can actually see what you all do around here?
I really don't have time right now, Josh.
If you have any other questions about employee training, hiring, anything like that, we definitely have a full HR department here at PFS Brands that can help you out, and we can get you in contact with them. Just reach out to us at mdf@pfsbrands.com, and we can connect you to the right people. Anything else to add about this?
No, just keep training.
Is that great? And if you ever have any future topics for you would like us to discuss on QSR Nation, feel free to send them in as well to mdf@pfsbrands.com.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah, we would
all
love
right,
that.
guys. For Josh, Beth, and Tony, until next week, we'll talk to you soon.
And intern Kaylee.
And Kaylee.
Stop by next week for another QSR Nation episode or visit pfsbrands.com.